Hi there. We are continuing our study of traps in the Scotch, and this one is called the Queen or Mate trap. After e4 and e5, knight f3, knight c6, d4 is the Scotch. Black captures, e takes on d4, and white recaptures, knight takes on d4. Bishop c5 hits the knight on d4, and the most common response here for white is the natural developing move bishop e3, which defends the knight on d4. However, white can try c3 first, a little irregular sideline, but perfectly playable. And black will usually continue here with the thematic queen f6 move. We're going to look at the move which looks slightly inferior and awkward, knight f6. Still playable, but it does allow and invites bishop g5, this annoying pin to the knight on f6. So after black castles and white develops with bishop c4, queen e7 is hitting the pawn now on e4, and black hopes to extricate himself from that annoying pin. Well, white plays castles, a decent move, and offers up this pawn on e4. And if black takes it with queen takes e4, then white is going to be firmly in the driving seat and totally in command, because white will continue now. Bishop takes on f6, and after g takes f6, the pawns defending the king are in total disarray, and the queen looks out of sorts here on e4, because here white will continue with bishop d3, that's hitting the queen, and the queen doesn't have too many decent squares to go to. In fact, if the queen runs to h4, then knight f5 puts the knight on a beautiful square and gaining time on the queen. And if queen g5, white's going to continue to harass the queen now with h4. If the queen were to run back now to g6, then we're going to have knight e7, and that's going to pick up the queen, because the bishop on d3 is also hitting the queen. So again, after h4, if queen f4, then the queen gets harassed again with g3. And now the queen goes to e5, but that allows the white queen to jump into g4, and an obvious mate is going to happen there on g7. After king h8, it's queen g7, and that's checkmate. So this has been the Queen or Mate trap in the Scotch. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye.